What is a mixture and what is compound? In our daily life, there are a lot of mixtures and compounds around us. Say, for example, we have water, H2O. Water is made up of hydrogen and oxygen. Hydrogen and oxygen, these elements combine together, and as a result, they give us a compound, water. On the other hand, we have mixture like salad. It is made up of different kind of vegetables and fruits. These vegetables and fruits mixed together, and as a result we got a mixture. Salt is NaCl. Now sodium and chlorine, they mix together chemically, they make a chemical bond, and as a result we got a compound, that is NaCl, and this is an ionic compound. When this table salt is mixed together with water, as a result we got a mixture. So these are some common examples of mixture and compounds from our daily life. So let's learn about mixture and compounds and their differences in our today's lecture. What is a compound? Compounds are substances which can be formed by chemically combining two or more elements. Say, for example, we have hydrogen and oxygen. Hydrogen is an element, oxygen is an element. Both these elements combine together chemically, and as a result, they form a compound, that is water, H2O. So, when two or more elements join together chemically, as a result, we got a compound. Then we have mixture. Now, what is a mixture? Mixture are substances that are formed by physically mixing of two or more substances. Say, for example, we have salad. In salad, we have different kind of vegetables. We have cucumber, we have tomato, we have cabbage, capsicum. When all of them join together, as a result, we got a mixture, that is salad. So, compound is a chemical combination. On the other hand, mixture is a physical combination. There are different types of compounds. Compounds can be of three types. They can be covalent compounds, they can be metallic compounds, they can be ionic compounds. Ionic compounds, say for example, we have NaCl, sodium chloride. In sodium chloride, sodium and chlorine make a chemical bond by losing and gaining the electrons, and as a result they make a ionic compound, and NaCl itself is an ionic compound. Then we have mixtures. Mixtures are mainly of two types. We have homogeneous mixtures and we have heterogeneous mixtures. Homo means same and hetero means different. Compounds fall under pure substances because most of the time the compounds are homogeneous in nature. Mixtures can be categorized as impure substances because mixtures can be homogeneous and they can be heterogeneous also. The chemical composition of a compound is always fixed. H2O, it's a compound. Now it has its own chemical formula. Two elements of hydrogen, one element of oxygen. When they will combine together chemically, they will give us a compound which is water. So the chemical composition of a compound is always fixed. Having said that, what about the composition of mixtures? A mixture can have a variable composition of the substance in forming it. Say, for example, we have pebbles in water. Pebbles in water is also a mixture. It's all up to us how many pebbles we are adding. Compounds are always homogeneous in nature. On the other hand, mixture can be either homogeneous or they can be heterogeneous in nature. Say, for example, water. Water is a homogeneous mixture. We are unable to trace out hydrogen and oxygen inside a glass of water. Mixtures can be homogeneous also. Say, for example, salt solution. And mixtures are heterogeneous also. Say, for example, salad. The constituents of a compound can only be separated by either chemical or electrochemical methods. Now, say for example, we have water. You are unable to separate hydrogen and oxygen from H2O with any physical means. But on the other hand, if we talk about mixture, we are able to separate the mixtures and the constituents of the mixture by physical methods. Say, for example, filtration, evaporation. So we can separate mixtures physically, but we are unable to separate the compounds physically. The properties of a compounds are unique to themselves and need not necessarily reflect the properties of the constituent elements. Now, the compounds have their own properties when hydrogen and oxygen. Look, hydrogen is also a gas, oxygen is also a gas. They both have their own properties, but when they both mix together in order to form a water compound, now the water is a liquid. Water has its own properties. So the water, the hydrogen and oxygen, the constituents have their own properties, and when they make a compound, as a result, the compound has its different properties. Mixture, the constituents of a mixture do not lose their properties, and so the properties of a mixture are generally the sum of the properties of its constituents. Say, for example, we have pebbles inside the water. Now, the pebbles have their own properties and water has its own properties. Still, they are a mixture. A new substance is formed after the constituents are chemically combined, hydrogen and oxygen. Both elements join together, and as a result, we got water. So, the compound has different properties from its constituents as we discussed earlier. No new substance are formed in a mixture, and the properties are dependent on the properties of their respective constituents. Of course, if I'm mixing salt into water, it's just making a solution. No new compound or no new substance is formed as such. Whenever elements join together, they form a new compound with unique properties. But on the other hand, in the case of mixture, no new substance is formed. The melting and boiling points of a compound are always defined. The melting and boiling points of a mixture are not defined. Then we have some examples of compound. As I discussed in the start of the lesson, that we have different examples of compounds in our daily lives. Say, for example, water is a compound, salt is a compound, baking soda is a compound, oil and water, it's a mixture. Sand and water, pebbles and water, salt and water, sugar and water, smoke, that is made up of smoke and fog, it's also a mixture. So we have different kinds of mixture and compounds in our daily life. So yes, this is all about our today's lecture. If you want more such videos, please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much.